It's time for me to talk about something I'm particularly passionate about, but not in the way that I normally do, which is with excitement and happiness and a great deal of pleasure. No, I would like to bring up a subject that really grinds my gears. I like to think myself a fairly happy person. There are very few things in this world that legitimately frustrate me and make me a spiteful, hateful person. But there is one thing that I can think of at the top of my head that makes me a Hulk of catastrophic measures, more so than the original Hulk. It is known by many names, but I like to call it the doors to heck. Also, math. Let me just take a moment to say, if you like math, if you love math, and it's your favorite thing, then yay for you. Just go you. Me? I think it is the most stupid thing that I've ever had to deal with in my academic life. I remember my teachers in high school telling me, you're gonna use this more than you think you're gonna. That is a filthy, rotten lie. I am in college. Ask me how many times I have used math in my regular life. I can think of one instance. 3 a.m. If I go to bed now, I'll have 5 hours to sleep. It just gets worse after high school. It just gets worse and worse and worse, and math never gets easier or more helpful or just better in general. It just gets flippin' worse, and I hate it so much. I feel dirty talking about it. That is one problem. One. It takes up the entire page, and it's a continuation. 2 pages for one problem. No. I can't. And the worst thing is you can't BS math. You can BS English, no problem. Not that I don't love my major, but writing essays, well, it's boring stuff. But once you learn to BS an essay, you're good. Once you learn enough vocabulary words and you know how to structure an essay properly and you just, know how to talk and talk and talk and talk, then you can write an essay. You cannot BS math. You can't be like, 2x plus 6 equals puppies. Because that's wrong. Because it is concrete and it is wrong and it cannot be argued because it is math. And I hate it. I've had to have tutoring for math almost my whole life. I'm not stupid, and I actually understand math after a while. I just hate the process of coming to understand it. Okay, so this is 2x plus 6 because of this. Why? Because of this. Why? Because that's just the rule. I hate that. We do this because it is the rule. I'm used to analyzing. I could read a book and be like, okay, it means this, but it could also mean this. And this character could mean this, and the author could mean this. Nobody gives an F who created this mathematical equation. Nobody takes that into account. Oh, what did so-and-so mean about x equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a? Nothing. It's just an equation. It's this cold structure from heck that has been invented to make the lives of those who do math easier and those who hate math suck more. And there are just some aspects about math that make me so flippin' mad. I hate graphing. I'm pretty good at just average algebra with just numbers, but once you start to try to structure stuff with cubes and boxes and symbols and things, then my mind cannot keep track of that. I am incapable. So graphing is literally just the worst thing for me. I have learned the concepts of graphs about 500 times and I'm still like, which line is the X and which line is the YX, like, and then you gotta graph all these parabolas and flippin' egg-looking thingies and squiggles. It was much more fun when the teacher would give you like these specific points and then you would color them and it would make like a cute little fish and then she'd be like, okay, color the tail pink and color the body yellow. Remember when you did those in like, what was it, like the 6th grade? And you were like, yeah, graphing's gonna be easy. What the F is that? But the worst thing, the very, very worst thing, if you're like me, is people tell you all your life that math is so necessary. It is vital. You need math to live. So you work hard at it because if you don't learn it, gosh dang it, you gonna die. You cannot survive without knowing math. Well, I've got an equation for you. 10x minus 10y, whereas x equals the amount of schooling I do and y equals the amount of Pop-Tarts I consume equals the amount of math I actually use in my life. And I'm not gonna argue that you don't need to know addition and subtraction and division and yeah, I mean, you gotta tip your waiter and whatever else. But unless you are going to be a math major, it is nothing. It means nothing. And it makes me so mad. Then you get into crap like imaginary numbers and it's like, are you freaking kidding me? We're not even dealing with real crap? When I see 2i times 2 over square root of 3i equals I read, how many quarts of fairy dust does it take to turn a leprechaun into a unicorn? Like, what? Why are we adding these things together? They're not real. Why am I stressing over this assignment at 3 a.m.? I am stressing over numbers that don't even exist. And I said this to a person one time, and she looks at me all smug and goes, well, you review books about fictional people. You know what? I hate that that makes sense. And I don't know what the difference is, but there is one. There is one, right? I understand that there are people who find beauty in math, but, I mean, there are also people who find beauty in crappy TV shows and, like, spiders. Like, words are failing me. That is how much I hate math. And then science comes along. Science and math come together and spew out this devil spawn called chemistry. I hate chemistry. Unless you're going to become a chemist or a mathematician, you're never gonna use this crap. I hate that I am an English major and I'm learning to be a teacher and this is what I want to do with my life. And they're like, well, you're never gonna use this, but hey, math. Years of it. Get to work. Math is stupid. If two pickles crossed the street to the grocery store and bought a sparkly fairy, how many fairies would be left in the Wizard of Oz? Peanut butter plus broom equals hockey stick. Peanut butter plus jam equals delicious. Plus cucumber plus dog equals unicorn and a rainbow.